It was a simple idea. HISD trustee Wanda Adams and I sat down with a group of students at Westbury High School. My only request was separating the boys from the girls. That's so we could talk openly and honestly without either group trying to impress the other.
We're just doing a casual conversation with you guys, some of the big issues you feel that are important here in the school district.
Don't mention names, just say that some of my fellow colleagues and my fellow classmates feel blah or stuff like that, okay? But we want you to be honest as possible.
And from these young girls, that's exactly what we got. It was an eclectic mix of students, some freshmen, others seniors. From black to Indian to Asian, we truly assembled a rainbow. Most importantly, these young ladies were honest, painfully honest about their everyday lives in high school.
When I first got here at Westbury, it was really hard. I had one class and I had a presentation. I went to talk in the front. You know, African American, we from Africa, we speak other languages. We have accent, and sometimes these Black Americans, they can't hear what we're talking about, and they try to bully us. There were girls who were laughing at me, and I feel like I just want to go home. When I got home, I told my mom I don't want to go back to school.
And it's hard to come to school and you don't want to be here and you feel like somebody is always constantly judging you for who you are, and it's not okay. What gives you the right to judge somebody by what they look like, how they talk, who they are? You don't know what they've been through.
I don't speak Spanish, and a lot of people speak to me in Spanish, and they speak to me and make fun of me just because I don't speak Spanish and say stuff, and it just hurts me. Sometimes I feel like I want to end my life, and I'm tired of this. But I keep my head up and have the strength and have the people that I love and the friends that I care for.
While most of these teens attend school together, some of them didn't truly know each other. The reality is blacks, Hispanics, Asians, and whites tend to congregate in their own groups on campus. But to be quite frank with you, some of these students were just as shocked as I was to hear their fellow students saying in this open setting they were in so much pain they wanted to kill themselves.
It hurts my heart because I didn't know. There was so much going on. Like, that hurts my heart. And to hear her say that she didn't want to live anymore, coming from someone that of this age, saying I wanted to get rid of my life because of the way other people treat me. How other people treat me. This is far beyond just what we're having right here. This should not happen. This should not happen. To hear that I have students in the schools that I'm over talking about taking their lives because of the way somebody treat them. We have to do better. And I'm going to encourage the superintendent to do better. We got to stop sitting on high and don't come down low and listen to our kids.
While there wasn't a dry eye in this room, we continued on because for many of these students, this was therapy. The first time many of them shared their pain with anyone.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person that's in, like, you know, when I'm in a room or something, I just feel like I'm the only person in there that's different. Because I see everyone getting together and having fun, but sometimes they just, you know, don't, like, call me or something. I feel bad, and every time I get to try to get together to them, I feel left out.
Ignorant things being said about other people's races. And
what's the worst you've heard?
Like stereotypes, like the Nepali people, like how they smell bad, or the Hispanic people, they talk like they randomly go into another sentence, or I hear the African Americans talking about the Hispanic people.
What she didn't realize is just how repeating hurtful words in this setting would hurt her classmate who is from Nepal.
You heard that stereotype. Does that bother you? Obviously it has, and you're crying. Tell me what hurts so bad about that when it's just words. take a quick break here.
It's that kind of pain some of these female students have to deal with every day at school. It's mean, it's vicious, hateful, destructive, and very damaging down the road into adult life. That's why Adams not only wanted to hear their stories, but offer a solution to a room full of girls, some extremely outgoing and popular, the others loners. What she offered, and hopefully they received, was a support system to classmates who now know each other's pain.
Since y'all know this now among this group, I charge you all to become friends now, to labor with one another. If you see her sitting by herself, you go sit with her. If you see her back there, you go, you are responsible now because you sat here. Now, if you don't go do it, it's on you.
After spending more than 2 hours with more than 24 students at Westbury High School and no teachers in the room, there was a problem that was clear: a racial divide, and in some cases, a double standard.
You know what's going on in your school. So I want to hear from you. I challenge you.
That challenge was met, and what stood out the most was a double standard we told you about. A sense of loneliness. Forget this. White students. They're in fact the minority at Westbury, where out of 2,000 kids, there are only 21 whites. 21. And in some cases, they feel powerless and alone.
Like coming to this school last year, this was my first year, or last year was my first year here, and just walking around, I just looked around, I'm like, I'm so just segregated basically, because everywhere that I looked, I couldn't find any of my kind, which sounds really racist, I'm so sorry. I really do try to get along with everyone, but it's really hard when nobody accepts you.
I feel what they're going through. I've had a lot of bullying in here, and I feel I'm not a part of it. I get bullied a lot. I feel left out. I'm white, and I feel some people, I don't speak Spanish, and a lot of people speak to me Spanish, and they speak to me and make fun of me just because I don't speak Spanish.
Since 6th grade, you know, I've pretty much been minority. I went to Johnston. I'm called White Boy Chris also.
Surprisingly, this issue over white exclusion is when the handful of white males in our session really opened up. They shared what they described as their pain at the majority minority school here in Houston.
I came here so that I could play on the baseball team and be in the band. So when I first came here, I was being called like White Boy Slack because they would use my last name. I don't know why, but they probably because baseball, everyone calls them by their last names.
I've never said, you know, hey, don't call me that, because I felt that since I was a minority, I couldn't really say anything about it. So I just kind of go along with it and, you know, laugh about it or take it as a joke, but it affects me, but I don't show that.
But white kids at Westbury are not the only ones facing a racial divide on campus. What we noticed was a wedge between some students who were born in Africa and American-born blacks.
Usually when they give me my schedule and I get in class, when the teacher is a Black American, I change my schedule.
Now, why do you change because of that?
It's not that I change it every day, but I feel like I want to change it because, you know, when the classmates are Black Americans and the teachers are Black American, they all speak English really fast. When I'm the only one in African in class, I feel like I'm left out because if I say something, the teacher will be like, what you talking about? And they all laugh. I feel like, oh my God, I just want to drop out of school.
This student's issue with blacks affects her in the educational process. She says it forces her to seek out teachers at Westbury who look nothing like her. She says educators who understand being born in another country and that language barrier.
When it comes to the learning aspect, they don't understand. And when you don't understand, there's no way for you to do good when it comes to the testing part because you never understood because of that language barrier. And it makes me cry because all of them go through this, and it's so sad to see how many people actually go through this here and you had no idea.